Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I'm so excited to be here with you. I am bringing you a new stamp set this week. We are doing the best butterflies, and it is a bundle. It is a new bundle in the annual catalog, and it is amazing. I hope that you will enjoy the series that I choose to do on it, because it is an awesome, awesome stamp set. And it is actually part of a new suite that is in the annual 2022 to 2023 annual catalog. And it's called, the whole suite is called Butterfly Kisses. Here it is. Pretty awesome, right? So we're using the stamp set and the dies, so the bundle. In the US, it's $47.50 for the bundle. And if you just add that and the pack of paper or these embellishments, you have enough to get a free product. If you purchase the whole suite, it's $67.50, and then you can add a couple more things and get 2 free celebration products, because it is celebration until the end of August of 2022. So definitely check it out. This is the card we're going to make today, and it's a super quick and easy card, but it is a wow. You could do it with any color. I have chosen to do with basic gray. And we are going to go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and do that. Gonna get the dies out. I'm gonna get my little Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And the first thing that we are gonna do is we are gonna cut our butterflies out. So I have it in place here. Let's get everything organized and get started. I love this suite of products. It's a really beautiful suite. And these dies in particular are 2 of my favorites, because I think the little intricate butterflies are super cool. So I'm going to put platform number 1 in and cutting plate number 2 in, and I'm going to put my paper. I'm going to cut 2 of these guys at the same time. So we'll start this little guy right here, and we'll put this one next to it. And then I'll just have to cut 1 more small one. So when I put them in here, I like to stack my plates a little bit staggered. So I'm going to do that so that it guides right through here very easily. You can see my mat is moving around because it's such a lightweight machine that it is one that will move on you a little if you don't hold on to it. But let's go ahead and pull these guys out, and I will put the last one on there. I'm gonna get rid of those little pieces. I'm actually just gonna toss them onto my desk surface. We'll grab that last one, put that little butterfly on there, and let me stagger my plates again and run that one through. All right, and there's our last little butterfly. Take that off and put the little extra pieces onto my mat. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove our machine. I'll show you the dies. Put them right there so you guys can see them while I move this off camera. All right. So as you can see, when you get them, I just run my fingers over them and pop out these little parts and pieces. If I have something that's stuck, I do use my Take Your Pick tool to help me get the remaining pieces out, but they fall out pretty easily. There's that one. Now this one's has a little bit more things in it, this bigger butterfly, so I might punch them through with my Take Your Pick tool. You can also use the brush attachment that you can get for the Take Your Pick tool. It's an add-on that you can purchase, and it comes with this little brush, and you just roll it over the top of your die cuts. All right. And the last little bits are these little tiny little tiny circles, but it's worth the effort. Now this paper that I chose to die cut it out of is our basic white cardstock, but it's our thick. And I used the thick basic white because I wanted to blend over the top with our blending brushes, our ink blending brushes. And so I wanted to have a little bit sturdier cardstock. So that's why I chose the basic white thick. I also use that for my base cards if I have not a lot of layers on a card. And if you have any pieces stuck on your dies, you can just use those little holes there to pop those out. All right, so let me put these guys back onto my magnetic sheet that I like to make. And we'll take this little mess that I made and we'll just brush that out of the way and we can start on our card. We're gonna do a little bit of ink blending, like I said. That's how we're gonna get the gray on our butterflies. And this card can be done in a variety of colors. So I will get started now. I'm gonna throw these in and I'm gonna make sure that my mat is straight since I did do a little bit of moving, didn't I? I moved it quite a bit. So let me check the camera that we are in, and I think we are. I think we're good there. All right. So let's get started. We're gonna start by ink blending our butterflies, and I'm gonna start with a scrap paper there. And I'm gonna take my basic gray cardstock and I'm gonna ink up my blending brush. I'm gonna just dab off a little bit of that dark color, and I'm gonna start here, and I want the darkest color right on these wings, on the edges, and I'm gonna fade it to lighter on the inside. So I'm gonna kind of put that color, and then to do the antenna, I don't want them to get crushed, so I'm gonna push down real good when I'm holding onto my butterfly. Let me give it a little bit more on this one right here. There we go. Now the inside I want to be a little bit more ombre, and I'm gonna go lighter down here. So let's go ahead and get these guys going. And you see how light that is? I'm gonna rock that light color up into that darker color. And I'm just gonna give a tiny bit darker to the edges right here on both these sides. Now when I pick it up for you guys to see, that's what we got. So we have the lighter color on the inside. All right, let's take our next butterfly. Now on this one, I'm gonna do dark on this one wing, and then the rest of him is gonna be light. And I'm gonna use that one on the right side of my card. See how this one's a little darker here than that? So that one's good. I might add just a tiny bit more darkness on this side. There we go. So that one's good. And I'm gonna do the opposite on this butterfly. I'm gonna do the dark on this wing. But you can color yours any way you want. It doesn't have to be like mine. I'm gonna add the lighter color on this side with what's left on my brush. And there I have the dark on the one end and the lighter on the other. All right, so that's all the ink blending I'm gonna be doing. So we're gonna get rid of this paper. That's why I used a scrap. I'm actually gonna go ahead and keep my ink pad open. I was gonna close it, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave it open. And I'm just gonna put it up out of sight just for a second and show you guys what we're gonna do. So we have our base of our card. It's 8.5 by 5.5 inches, and I score it at 4 1/4, or I just fold it in half. And I'm gonna use my bone folder here. So that's my base. And then I have a piece of basic gray cardstock, and the basic gray is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And I am gonna go ahead and attach that down onto my card. And you can use seal adhesive if you are just doing a straight layer like this and don't need any kind of wiggle room, which is what I'm gonna do. So we'll go ahead and get my 3 sides about equal there. All right, so there's my basic gray. Now this piece is the one that's gonna get our butterflies attached. And this piece is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And I used just scraps. This was just a scrap piece of basic white thick that I had lying around that I used to cut the butterflies out. So on this piece, I'm going to stamp right there the words sending good vibes. So let me bring my ink pad back in. And I'm going to grab my stamp that says sending good vibes. And we're going to stamp that down here on the bottom. Isn't that so cute? Such a cute font in this stamp set. And I think there's quite unusual sentiments as well in this stamp set. Let me pull it back out to show you. There's some really cute ones. We have all the love, you're my bestie, hey, so glad you exist, and sending good vibes. Like, those are not things you're going to find in a Hallmark card. So making your own always makes things much more fun, don't you think? I think so. Let's go ahead and attach this layer onto the top. And then we're going to open my card and I'm going to stamp on the inside. I'm going to stamp a butterfly in the corner and do a little bit of ink blending. And then last, we'll go ahead and put the butterflies on the top. So let's go ahead and, whoops, make sure that I have all my 3 sides even before I press my paper into place. All right, we're good there. So there's my border. And now I'm going to go ahead and open my card. We're going to stamp on the inside. So I'm going to create a little butterfly. Here's the butterfly on the card that I already have. So we're going to use this wing and we're going to use this wing. There's lots of different wings in this set. So you can use all the different varieties and make your own butterflies, mix and match them, make large ones and small ones based on the different sizes of the wings. So I'm using this small one right here and then this one right here. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to go ahead and ink that up. And I'm going to put that in the corner. And then I'm going to take the smaller one and I'm going to match that up to make my butterfly. And then of course it needs its body, right? So we'll ink that up and I will put that body right there. Looks so cute. And then my finishing touch is I'm going to use my blending ink. I'm going to pick up some. I am going to use a scrap piece. Whoops. And I'm just gonna get some of that darkness off. And then I'm just gonna blend this over the top and make a little kind of swirl of that gray right inside my card there. All right, so that's our inside. Now we are done with our ink. Let me go ahead and clean the rest of these stamps, the parts that I needed to make the butterfly, and then we're gonna attach the pieces that we die cut and did the ink blending on. So I'm going to use my wet adhesive for this next part. Let me move these out of the way. Okay. So for this next part, I'm going to use my wet adhesive. And let me grab my silicone mat because I am really good at making messes. And so we're going to flip these little butterflies over. And see the center section? That's the only place I'm going to put adhesive, but I want to get my wings bent back and ready, and I just want that little section there of the body. That's where the glue is going to go. So I'm going to get them ready, each one of my butterflies. And if you put your nail kind of right where you want to bend it, it helps. So there's that one. And let's do the last one. Bend and bend again. We're going to start with the big butterfly, okay? We're going to put that one in the middle first. So I'm going to go ahead and put that adhesive down the center, if I can get it going. I think, there we go. Had to get that, that glue started. And of course, you know me, I had to make a little mess. So there we go. All right, so here we go. We're going to put that right there in the center. And I'm going to start my butterfly right where I want it. Now that I just have the ink in the center, I'm going to raise this up just a little and I'm going to put that butterfly right there, right in the center of my card. And I like using this wet glue because, like I said, it gives you that little bit of wiggle room. And now let's do the two small ones. So this one has the dark side over here, so it's going to be on this side of my card. So we'll put this one here. I'm going to position it. Press it down. Same with this one. Just position it. Make sure it's even with the other one so that it's right across, that it's not too high or too low. And that's why I said I love this wet glue, because it gives you that little bit of wiggle room. And then you can adjust the wings after you've attached it. And there is what we have so far. Let's go ahead and get our glue out of the way. The finishing touch for this card is going to be our embellishments. And we are going to be using the classic matte dots. I'm going to need to order some more of these soon because I do love them and I use them often. And I just have a few gray ones left. So we're going to take a large gray one, put it over here, and then two small ones, and one over here. I like to kind of go in a triangular shape. I like doing things in threes. As you can see, I have 3 butterflies on there. I just think it's really nice for the eye to have things be in threes. So these matte dots come in white, vanilla, gray, which you can see I'm almost done with all the gray ones, and black. I haven't used as many black, but I certainly have used the other colors. Okay, and that is our card. Let me bring our stamp set back out here. Here is the stamp set. Let me put our dies away. That way you guys can see them good. All right. So don't forget, this is a great stamp set to order. And you can see every time you do blending, it's going to be a little different. This one's a little lighter. This one's a little darker, but I love the look. And I hope that you enjoyed watching me make this card. I certainly enjoyed it. If you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. Just send me a message. Let me know that you need catalogs if you need those, or if you have any questions with ordering. I am trying to grow my YouTube channel, so I don't mind if you would share my video. I would be very grateful, and thank you for being here. Thanks again for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, I will have an entire series with this best butterfly this week, so keep coming back and you'll be able to see more videos. Thank you again for watching. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!